Hello, and welcome back to day 2 of our 5-day yoga journey. If you happen to miss day 1, I'll leave a link for you here and in the description below. Today, we will explore the incredible world of our muscles and how they support us in each pose. Having proper alignment not only enhances your practice, but it also ensures the right muscles are actually doing the work. So today we will be pinpointing and really taking our focus and our awareness to the physical body. So now we have the mind-mental breath connection from day 1 yesterday. And today we start enhancing and building upon that by taking our awareness to the physical muscles, further building up that mind-body connection. So whenever you're ready, we begin again in child pose at the back of the mat, finding your breath. Allowing your muscles to relax as we begin in a nice, gentle child pose. Reaching the fingertips out in front, keeping the big toes together, letting the chest and forehead meet the mat. Letting yourself surrender with every exhale, releasing muscular tension that we may be holding in the body. Taking your awareness to the lower back, feeling a nice stretch in the spine. Perhaps taking this moment to notice which parts of your body are touching each other. Is your belly resting on top of your thighs? Are the tops of your feet grounded down on the mat? Can you feel lengthening happening in the arms as you extend through the fingertips? Beginning to bring body awareness to this entire practice. Trying to locate muscles that we feel engaged and active, and even muscles that may be finding just a little sense of a stretch. Raising up, finding tabletop pose. Really spreading the fingers wide. Wrists are under the shoulders and knees are under the hips. Moving with the breath through your rounds of cat-cow. Exhaling to round and inhaling to drop the belly. Initially, finding awareness along the spine, noticing how your breath is synchronized with movement here in the flexion and extension of the spine. Perhaps you begin to feel more mobilized and more open as you continue to breathe through your rounds. On your next inhale, maybe you notice the throat being opened and stretched as you lift the hips up. And on the exhale, really grip down through the fingers and the tops of the feet. Then find your static, neutral spine before connecting and engaging the abdominal muscles to extend the left arm and right leg. Really squeezing through the glutes to keep your hips square. Sending energy out through the right heel. And now bending the knee, kicking the foot up to the ceiling and then flexing it back behind you. Noticing a beautiful and strong engagement in the quadriceps. Maybe in the shoulders, in the abdominals. Allowing yourself to balance and hold this posture. And release the toes to the mat. Really reach the right heel back, finding such a nice long line from hips to heel. Pressing through the hands, active in the arms and the shoulders. Releasing back to tabletop. Taking one breath to reset before inhale, extending the other opposite arm and leg. Bringing awareness to all of the muscles in the body. Helping yourself to cultivate body-mind awareness and unity as you continue to breathe even. And flexing and extending the leg. Taking note of anything that feels different on this side. And planting the right hand, if you haven't already, to send the left heel back, getting a beautiful stretch up the back of the leg. Perhaps you can feel this stretch radiate from the Achilles all the way up through the calf, behind the knee, and the hamstrings. Exhale back to tabletop. And carefully make your way into your big squat at the top of the mat. Making sure you allow adequate time to find your position. Settling in, and then noticing your alignment here. Are your heels rooted down or are they lifted off the mat? Are you extending through the crown of the head, finding length in the entire back? How much of an opening in the pelvis do you feel in this exact moment? As you continue to breathe and release, you may feel a strengthening of the quadriceps, the adductors and abductors, the inner and outer thighs. We may feel a nice big stretch and strength in the ankle joint as well, holding this low squat position, helping to increase mobility, flexibility, and strength in the lower body. Preparing to gently come out, extending up into a nice mountain pose, taking the feet underneath the hips, drawing a nice even line all the way up through the calves, the thighs, slightly tucking the tailbone in, drawing the navel back in towards the spine, rolling the shoulders down away from the ears, standing up erect and tall. Gazing forward, taking a few breaths to notice your energy, any heat in the body. Simply feeling your posture and your alignment before sweeping the arms overhead, interlacing the fingers, and taking a nice big side stretch over to the right. The hands are over to the right side as we open up through the left rib cage. Inhaling back to center and exhaling to the other side. Keeping the chest spiraled open and lifted up. Really grounding down through the feet. Inhale to release. Palms face each other. And on your next out breath, twist to the right. Inhale, arms up high. Exhale, twist to the left. Finding another gentle flow with your breath here. As you open up the traps, the muscles along the sides of the spine, strengthening and opening up the upper back, the tops of the shoulders. Getting a nice tension release in the neck. Finishing out your last round of twists before inhaling, taking the gaze up to the sky, and exhale, dive over. Finding your version of a slight forward fold for a few breaths. Bending the knees if you feel a tightness in the backs of the legs. Taking what you need, modifying to fit your body. Then planting the hands and carefully stepping back, downward facing dog. Extending the crown towards the hands as you press away from the mat with hands and feet. On your next inhale, the right leg sweeps high into a three-legged dog, keeping the hips in line with each other. Exhale, bend the knee and stack the hips. Really squeezing through the glutes and pressing through the left ball of the foot, helping to open the hips. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, step the right foot in between the hands and windmill around to a warrior two. Engaging the quadriceps, the glutes, the inner and outer thighs, the deltoids, and the triceps. Inhale, reach over, extended side angle, finding a similar muscle engagement, but with an added side stretch. Exhale, nice and full, to inhale into warrior, reverse warrior, reaching the right arm overhead. Feeling a nice stretch in the other side of the obliques. Exhale, carefully come into your triangle pose. This is basically a more intense version of Warrior Two for all of the muscles. Notice what you feel. Frame the right foot. Carefully step back, downward facing dog. Left leg sweeps high, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, stack the hips. Observing your body as you transition and as you statically hold each posture. Releasing and stepping up into our Warrior Two, left leg in front. Engage the muscles. Find a nice active practice. Extended side angle. A nice long line from fingertips to the edge of the back foot. Really ground down through that back foot. Reverse your warrior. Sweeping the arm overhead. Notice where your back arm travels down your leg. When you're ready, coming into your triangle pose, sending the hips back, reaching the chest forward. Allowing the left hand to meet the mat, come to the ankle or the shin. Exhale, frame the left foot, but this time drop down into low lunge. Keeping the hips nice and square, not letting the left knee splay out to the side. Inhale, sit up a little bit in your hips. To exhale, fully release down. Noticing the hip flexors, the psoas, as they release with every out breath. Tension in the glutes, maybe in the hamstrings, the quadriceps. Take a little body scan as you tuck the back foot and come into half splits. Noticing how this posture helps counterbalance the low lunge. Planting the fingertips and carefully coming to your seat, tucking the right foot to the inside of the left thigh, grounding down through the sit bones as you inhale, and then exhale, creeping the hands toward the left foot. Take a moment to notice your feet. See if you can feel the heat and the energy there. Making sure to not allow the sit bones to lift off the mat. Gently rising up and taking a little spinal twist. Coming back through center to find bound angle, pressing the soles of the feet together. Reaching for the big toes, wrapping peace fingers around. Using your feet to help you pull the chest forward. Allowing a sweet, sweet release of the hip flexors and the groin muscles, the adductors and the lower back. Use your breath. Carefully rising up on your next inhale, unraveling the legs to plant the right foot, extending the left leg behind, low lunge. Sinking down into the hips, keeping the back toes tucked or untucking them, maybe playing around and seeing which one feels better to you. Keeping the knee in line with the ankle. Finding one full breath in. And carefully exhale into our half split, sending the hips back as you straighten and extend the right leg. Send your awareness to the hamstrings, the back of the right leg, the glutes. And exhale, fingertips to mat, carefully tucking in the left leg as you find your seat. Making sure you have your proper positioning here first, before carefully folding over. Take a moment for a slight mental check-in. See how your mind-body connection is feeling as we practice highlighting the muscles. Find your last breath and then raise the chest up. Inhale and exhale, twist over the right. Coming back to a neutral spine, extending the left leg. Taking one breath in a little staff pose, and then exhale, plant the hands behind the bum to send the chest up. Big, big breath in. Opening up the biceps, the triceps, the fronts of the shoulders. Maybe feeling a stretch in the wrist, as well as in the lower body. Locating the hamstrings, the calves, the bottoms of the feet, and then carefully making your way onto the back, planting both feet hip distance apart. Ground down through the palms and the bottoms of the feet as you exhale and lift the hips up, squeezing and engaging the glutes. Finding activation in the tops of the thighs, the pelvis, the abdominals, the arms that ground you. On your next exhale, carefully release the hips down to the mat. Taking the knees over the hips, shins come parallel to the mat. Big breath in, and on your out breath, release the legs to the left side, finding a big full body supine twist. Breathing into the back, sending your breath up and down the spine as we begin to massage our internal organs. Perhaps you feel a little wringing out sensation in the abdomen. Rolling back onto the back, send the feet up and carefully twist to the right. Using the same bodily awareness as the other side. Noticing anything that may feel different. Relaxing muscles that do not need to be engaged. Beginning to cool down the body as we find more stillness in the mind. Returning back on the back, sending the feet up and releasing into happy baby. Getting a final nice release for the hip flexors and inner thighs. A loving little massage for the lower back as we press it down into the earth. Feeling the weight of gravity help us in this stretch as it pulls our knees by the sides of our ribs. Staying here for a few more breaths and releasing into corpse pose for Shavasana. Finding a nice big stretch before lying the arms by the sides, palms face up. The feet are wide, turned out to the side. Taking a quick little body scan, starting at the head, moving all the way down towards the feet, mentally helping yourself to release any tension you may still be carrying in the muscles, giving yourself permission to melt downwards. Maybe taking this moment to notice if this act of focusing on the muscles made this practice feel any different to you. Seeing if you notice any changes in sensation or strength, having no judgment for any of the answers that arise. And may we end this practice with gratitude for the incredible capabilities of our human bodies, of these beautiful vessels that get us around every single day. Send your muscles a little thought of appreciation for the support in your practice today. And I thank you and appreciate you for joining me in day 2. See you for day 3 tomorrow.